The iconic Winnie Madikizela-Mandela has died at the age of 81 in a Johannesburg hospital. The family has released a statement saying she died after a long illness for which she had been in and out of hospital since the start of the year. Madikizela-Mandela succumbed peacefully in the early hours of Monday afternoon, surrounded by her family and loved ones. The Mandela family are deeply grateful for the gift of her life, and even as their hearts break at her passing, they urge all those who loved her to celebrate this most remarkable woman. Well, the family will release details of the memorial and funeral services once they have been finalized. Earlier, ministers held a news conference in Johannesburg. Let's take a look.
Mrs. Madikizela-Mandela was one of the greatest icons of the struggle against apartheid. She fought valiantly against apartheid state and sacrificed her whole life for the freedom of her country. Her activism and resistance to apartheid landed her in jail on numerous occasions, eventually causing her banishment to the small town of Brantford in the then Orange Free State.
She is one of those who would tell us exactly what is wrong and what is right at any time. We're going to be missing that because it is not just being an icon because of the length of your involvement in the struggle. You become an icon when you provide that guidance. We'll be missing that guidance.
Well, a sad day indeed for South Africa and, in fact, Africa as a whole. Let's get you more now on this story. I'm joined live from Johannesburg by CGTN's Yolisa Njamela. Yolisa, tragic news indeed. What's the latest you can tell us on the passing of Winnie Madikizela-Mandela?
Well, Lindy, it is tragic indeed. What we know currently is that she has been in and out of the hospital because she was suffering, she was suffering from diabetes. But even though that she was quite frail lately, she was seen in public because Winnie Madikizela-Mandela, as we know her, wouldn't shy away from being in the public eye. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, she accompanied President Cyril Ramaphosa for voter registration. As you would know, that South Africa will be holding its national elections in 2019. Therefore, South Africans a couple of weeks ago were going to all registrations to check if their names are indeed registered and they're in good stead to vote next year. She did that as well, accompanying the president, obviously not knowing that she wouldn't get to 2019 to vote for the new leadership of South Africa. Also, what I can tell you, Lindy, currently, before we went on air, the president of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, was about to announce the death of Winnie Madikizela-Mandela officially through the public broadcaster, the SABC. So as we speak, we know that he is in fact addressing the nation, telling them what has happened until this point. We don't have any details, of course, as we are on air currently.
And as you say, of course, government has been rather faster in their reaction to the passing of Winnie Madikizela-Mandela. But tell us about the reaction coming from the people of South Africa.
Lindy, if you take a jab at social media for starters, especially in the first hour when the family released the statement confirming the death of Mama Winnie Madikizela-Mandela, you'll see that many South Africans have in fact changed their profile pictures to those of to pictures of Mama Winnie Madikizela-Mandela, and of course those who've had opportunities to meet her during her lifetime are putting up pictures with her. What we know as well is that a number of South Africans are already going to Orlando West, where Mama Winnie Mandela resided throughout her life, to be with family, to pay condolences to the family, to essentially celebrate her life as well. And we understand that a whole lot of Africans, and not only Africans, the world as well, is already paying tribute to Mama Winnie Madikizela-Mandela. As you would know, Lindy, that Mama Madikizela-Mandela was well loved in this country and referred to as the mother of the nation. So we're expecting a whole lot of support for the family and thousands of South Africans coming out from tomorrow to the streets to show their love and condolences to the family and Mama Winnie Madikizela-Mandela is passing.
And indeed, one can only imagine just what kind of show of love and tributes we'll see on the occasion of her memorial service and funeral. Do you know at what point we might find out more about those plans? We understand the family is expected to make an announcement.
Well, as you would know, that it's a bit early for now to tell in terms of those details. The family did say that they're going to announce the details of the memorial service between tomorrow and Wednesday. We know, of course, that they have to do that in conjunction with government because of the stature of the late Winnie Madikizela-Mandela. Therefore, the information we will receive shortly. In fact, we know that the president is already in talks with the family. Zondo Mandela is one of Winnie Madikizela-Mandela's grandsons, and we understand that he is at the president's house as we speak, as the president is telling the nation what has happened and officially telling the nation of all the information leading to this point. So, Lindy, we will bring it to our viewers as we get the information.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. Julius and Jamela joining us there live from Johannesburg.